You're watching Soccer Night in Detroit.
Orange County wins the USL Championship final. Phoenix wins it! Their first championship crown! Jeremy Allenbaugh and the moment Colorado Springs has been waiting for a decade. 2024 USL Championship winners.
All right, we are here and we are ready to go. It's Championship Saturday in the USL. Lots of stuff going on. Obviously, we got some, shall we say, some, a little bit of signings here and there, and, or not signings, a little bit of roster moves here and there. Not signings so much, but a lot of roster moves going on as well, but we'll delve into those Wednesday. Today we're focused in on the semifinals here on conference semifinal Saturday or conference final Saturday.
Or as we like to say before the grand finals, Championship Saturday or Championship Sunday in the NFL. But this is it. The last four people. It started with 28, cut to 16. And now we're down
24.
We're down to 4.
We're down to 4. Regardless, we are down to 4.
Yeah, this is kind of a little bit weird because, like I said, we're not in the dance. We got knocked out last week, and I've been thinking about this all week after covering the team for 15 years, like I have been from you for the last 6. Is it kind of weird that when we reach the end of the season, it's just like, okay, let's get ready. Wait a minute, no game today. Like, I feel a little withdrawn. Now I have to plans on Saturday and free on Saturday, although I'm watching soccer tonight. But is it like that for you, man, Cat?
It seems like that. But, I mean, the work's never done. It seems like, okay, we're done. We're getting a break. No, we still got conference semifinals to do, or conference finals to do. So, I mean, regardless, it seems like we got a break, but we didn't really get a break. But here we are again.
It's sort of like a little withdrawal, seeing that your hometown team is not in the playoffs anymore after last week. You know what I mean?
Right. It really does seem that way. But needless to say, we press on, and we press on, obviously, with the Eastern Conference Final tonight. A big one.
6:30.
Yep. A big one, it seems to be, with not so big names in it. Because who would have thought that the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Rhode Island FC would meet in this conference final? Two teams taking very different directions to get into this final. Two of the least scoring teams in the USL all season.
Yeah, combined scoring 2 goals in regulation, not counting the penalty kick shootout, by Rhode Island. Pittsburgh is probably the luckiest team alive. They didn't score in either of their 2 playoff games against Hartford and Detroit City last week. They got lucky on PKs.
Exactly. Advancing on PKs on both of those occasions. Both 0-0 draws. In fact, it looks like they are the only team right now to go into this thing without scoring a goal, to reach the semifinal without scoring a goal. As we mentioned, I knew Rhode Island came away with scoring there. I think they scored like 2 or 3 goals in there. They scored 2 last week against.
Last week they scored 2 goals, both of them braces by Albert Dequa, including the game sealer. A long, slow motion rolling headed towards the North Carolina goal. And it looked like they closed the door shut on North Carolina. As you probably know, they have withdrawn.
A long, painful death. Let's just put it that way.
Tell me about it. I've seen the goal. I'm saying that was an unbelievable. It was not a hard goal. He just kicked it, and it was rolling slowly, guarded toward goal. And just remember, the ball have eyes, so they know where they were going.
Mm-hmm. And it directed itself real well. But like I said, the ended up being the Cornholio tribute after both of his goals. uh, that night in Cary, North Carolina. But yeah, I mean, needless to say, I mean, this is going to be one of those games in which both of these teams are going to struggle offensively, and you're
You're
going to
right.
and it's going to be a battle between two goaltenders who will stop anything that will come at them.
I agree. They have two great goaltenders. Pittsburgh with Eric Dick, 25 goals allowed, 13 clean sheets. Coco Vegas, a good goaltender despite our team for Rhode Island. He have 19 goals against. He's always top, and he also have 13 clean sheets. So this game will not be difficult.
And then one of the players is in there is in the and we'll mention this later on in the all in the first team, second teams of the USL. Sean Suber has been playing outstandingly well for the
Oh
Riverheads.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's been key down the stretch in the regular season in both playoff games. He's a unbelievable defensive man, I must say.
For Rhode Island, though, it is the return to Highmark in a playoff setting for one Albert Dequa. Now, remember, Albert Dequa won the Golden Boot a couple years ago with
And
Pittsburgh.
also MVP in 2023.
Yes. So, Dequa returns to Pittsburgh. He's been used mainly as a super sub as of late for Rhode Island and has contributed, of course, contributing with the 2 goals last week in Cary against North Carolina FC.
And yes, this is kind of could be the secret sauce. He could push a little. I don't want to say a revenge goal tonight. We have seen former players before scoring at the place they once played in.
Well, Maxie didn't do that against us at Keyworth, but Maxie did
He
score
did
against
Rhode
he did
Island,
score
for
against
God's
us
sake.
at Centerville Bank Stadium in the second match in the return fixture that year. But Maxie Rodriguez going to a Eastern Conference final, possibly going to a USL Championship final.
That is insane. Last year, we were celebrating, had 10 goals, and then the rumor popped up he made the town for Rhode Island. Now here it is. Maxi Rodriguez could send Rhode Island possibly in their, let me do the math, 70, 60, oh yeah, almost their 70 game in their second year to the final again. And
Yeah.
the team is 2 years old.
Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? A team that's 2 years old in back-to-back conference finals, playing for back-to-back conference championships. Nobody's won 2 in a row in the Eastern Conference for quite some time.
You never saw this in any of the later sports, including the Vegas
I mean,
Golden Knights. They won their
technically, you
Stanley
could,
Cup playoff for the first time in their first year, never came back.
but technically, going back to consecutive trips to the conference final, let's just say, or consecutive trips to the final. The last time I think anybody's done that, technically, you could say Tampa Bay, but that 2020 final was null and void. But
because
you
of
can
the
go as far
pandemic
back as
then,
Louisville, as far as
Yeah.
making the final.
I know.
So,
I know.
yeah.
One player to watch. Both players. One, if any score will happen for Pittsburgh is Williams, 6 goals, 1 assist, and don't
JJ
forget
Williams,
Danny Griffin. Yeah, and Danny
or
Griffin as
Augie
well.
Williams, Williams. Yeah, you got JJ Williams versus Augie Williams today.
Yeah, that could be a great battle for in the forward. J.J. Williams have 7 goals, 1 assist. Augie Williams 6 goals, and wait a minute, 9 goals in the regular season.
So that could potentially be a good battle. But like we were saying earlier, the defense has been the key for both of these clubs thus far. And I mean, as we look at it, and we're going to look at it, we're going to pick this game later on. That might be the catalyst of this game. How both teams will defend, and how
Can you break through that invisible brick wall in front of the goal? I don't know.
or break through the walls that are both goalkeepers at this point. So I mean,
I know. I
it's gonna
know.
be a hard defensive struggle tonight, and that is the first game of 2 games
And
in
don't forget the intangible, the coaching. Rhode Island have a great coach, and
Connell Smith.
Pittsburgh. Yes, and Pittsburgh is doing well. Their interim coach. They've been
Yes.
unbeaten in 5, 3 in the regular season, twice in the playoffs.
So
So that could be something.
there could be
And I would
something
not be
there. I mean,
surprised.
it's definitely something for Pittsburgh. They've got it this far. Bob Lilly's never gotten them this far.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if they let go of Lily. He's the new number 1.
We shall see what we shall see. The off
Prisoner
season.
reference, by the way.
We shall see what we shall see. But yeah, that should make up for a pretty good Eastern Conference final. 6:30 tonight. ESPN Plus is where you're going to find that game. The second, the other conference final. We're going to see a lot of goal scoring in this one. It looks like.
I will say this right now. This is the better game of both conference finals. And I'm going to put this out there. Whoever wins the West will win the title next week.
And they will be winning it on a baseball field regardless.
I know.
But
they could go Park next week, which is also a baseball field, but they don't show it when they play their games at Isotope Park.
And FC Tulsa has improved their pitch, for the playoffs and all that stuff, which is good on them. Same with New Mexico United. So
because minor league baseball season been over for last 2 months now.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But you look at in the regular season, 52 goals for FC Tulsa, New Mexico United with 49 goals. Realistically, this is going to be one of those. You're going to see a lot of goals, maybe in this matchup. Even though Tulsa's been winning games late in their first 2 games in the playoffs. The last one coming in extra time.
Yeah, thanks to a suburban striker named Lukic. Considering last week they passed through the Western semifinal with their latest game at the latest goal at the 122nd minute, and it was wild.
Yes, and this is for Tulsa, right?
Yeah, Tulsa. Yeah.
Yes. And they have been the team that you knock them down, but they cannot. You knock them down, but they find a way to come back. No matter how many times you throw a punch at them, they find a way to come back, and that's the resiliency of this squad. Luke Spencer, another we're gonna go over the candidates too of the major awards coming up in a few, but Luke Spencer has really guided this team to, shall we say, heights they have not seen in quite some time.
Like I said, they've been playing football in Tulsa. There was the Tulsa Redneck and the version 1.0 of the NASL. Then the Redneck again when they were in the USL Pro, now USL Championship. And then they switched from the Roughneck to the Scissor Wings. That's their Art Deco style logo. Yeah, and like I said, they went on a serious contender tear when they were unbeaten 13, and they kept it up, earned the number 1 spot. One of the most unlucky, you would say, at Sacramento or New Mexico, like I said, but they've been on a really great run.
They have been. They really have been on a great run as of late. So Taylor Calhera, best 11 best 11 for the USL, and 15 goals on the year for him. He is the spark plug of this club. But Derek in goal, Tyler Derek, one of the 3 clean sheets though on his year. So you're gonna, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of I think there's gonna be more goals scored in this semifinal or conference final than you're gonna see in the other one. But you look at New Mexico.
Yes. The Meow Wolf Nation.
Greg Hurst playing his final season, leading the way with 7 goals. on the year. Back line of Gloucester, Ryden, Keller, and Maples really holding the fort down. And Christopher Shakes in net for the Meow Wolf gang going into this thing. But like I said, all roads lead to Greg Hurst.
Yeah.
8 goals, 2 assists, 6.93 rating on the year for the Scottish national. Playing his last season here, from what I understand, and he would love to go out with a bang.
I know. Yes. Not only that, for the Meow Wolf Nation, because they have a rabid fan base, literally. And considering, I saw the Morning Kick Round show, what they did in Albuquerque. The Meow Wolf Nation is very strong, by the way. And by the way, the Meow Wolf is sort of like an artist performance space, something like a concert venue in the New Mexico area, especially Santa Fe, New Mexico. But oh my, this could be one of the better finals, literally. Gold a penalty or save a penalty, who knows?
And you got one of the better coaches in the USL Championship too, and Dennis Sanchez running things over there. And you know, Sanchez came from Las Vegas, which
Yes.
the New Mexico coach from the previous year went to MLS. Sanchez comes over to Las Vegas and does the same thing he did with the Vegas Lights. He took the Vegas Lights to the conference final last year and ended up.
And now he's back to the big dance with another team.
Yes, indeed, and hats off to, and like I said, hats off to Luke Spencer as well. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job with this FC Tulsa squad. 2 of the top coaches in the USL Championship right now.
I know.
And unfortunately, Sanchez wasn't named into the top 3 as far as that category goes. But needless to say, I mean, what Sanchez has done, first last year with Las Vegas, taking to the conference final, and then doing the same thing, going over to New Mexico to do the same thing, he's got to be up there as far as one of the top candidates for coaching jobs, going forward.
Who knows? You know what I mean? This could be a launch pad, so we'll see.
New Mexico seems like to be a launch pad for coaches right now. And then obviously Luke Spencer, you cannot underestimate him because he's up there. He's one of the finalists for Coach of the Year, and well deserved as well.
Tell me about it, because this could be a perfect day, right? I was the Nostradamus 2 months ago when I mentioned the 3 coaches for Coach of the Year. And I was dead on.
2 of the 3. Yeah, you were dead on as far as that goes. I would disagree with this list, and let's take a look at those right now.
Okay, so where do you want me to start? Let's go to goaltender of the year. You want to start that or coach of the year?
All right, Damian Lass. You know the story about this guy. I mean, he's been the stalwart for Louisville City for the last couple of years. Koke Vegas. Finalists for in the conference final. Solid job as always for this team, and of course you can't say goaltender without saying Danny Vitiello. Danny Vitiello is one of the top keepers in the USL Championship.
I know. And by the way, should I mention one thing before you mention? This is voted by the team. By the team, they're represented for all the categories, and it's voted on by people who follow the league, including each of the 24 teams by the media. So, and this is all regular season. Playoffs doesn't count. I know we beat one of them in the playoff, but this is regular season. All regular season involving all 24 teams. So, yeah. So, if we were the winner, honestly, I will say I will give it to Damian Lau. You know what I mean? He gave Louisville probably one of the best seasons they had, literally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go back and, actually look at the, definitely look at the stats as far as he goes. I mean, Damian Lass on the year, 10 clean sheets in 27 matches.
Flat out.
The team allowed 20 goals, for God's sakes.
Wow. Unreal.
Unreal. They didn't allow that many goals, that's for sure. And he was very much a part of them. 7.15 rating on FOBMOB. I mean, and the guy was on loan, for the entire year. Now, what's going to happen in the offseason? We shall see. Will he be back with will he be back with Louisville or will he not? But if he's not with Louisville, that's a huge loss for that squad.
By the way, who was on loan to? Do you know?
I believe he's on loan with currently. Let's see, career right now. FC Austin.
Oh my,
FC.
from
Yep.
the Utter League, right?
Yes.
Oh my, that's gonna be a big one. If you go back to the big league, which made a schedule change, we'll talk about that in the meeting on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or Louisville, they enjoyed his services, man,
Mm-hmm.
and almost and it would have been built for the playoff, but we took care of that. But
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hand my award to
He's a
Damian
young kid
Lau.
too, 23 years old. So
I know. And the feature is
maybe Austin FC, maybe see something in him or whatever it is,
who
and
knows?
maybe we'll put him into the big club. We shall
I
see.
know.
But
And
like I said, by far, definitely the best goaltender of the year.
by the way, each of the winners will be announced during the week on their socials.
On Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday the 18th for goaltender year, and
Yep.
also
And then
the 18th
we'll
for
talk about more on the musings on Wednesday.
our next award, Defender of the Year. And there are 3 good candidates for Defender of the Year.
Yes. Kyle, 2 of them from the point leader.
Literally.
2 of them from the point leader. What would Lou City be without these 2? Kyle Adams, the New Zealand international, produced a stellar all-around campaign as they claimed the Players' Shield. Also, Joshua Jones in the mix as well. Those 2 helped with Lou City only allowing 19 goals in the regular season. But what can you say about this kid, Sean Suber? He's been protecting Highmark Stadium.
Oh man, and we saw that last week in our game against Detroit City. He's a great defensive player. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. One of the best. I mean, like I said, one of the best defenders in the league, and he's a top 3 candidate. But if gun to your head, who do you pick?
Oh my. This is gonna be a tough. I like Son Tuber, you know what I mean, but like I said, I'm gonna say this is gonna be dominated by Lou City. Joshua Jones, a Defender of the Year.
I'm going with Suber.
Okay.
I'm going with Suber. I mean, he stifled us when we were there back in July or June.
Yeah.
That debacle there. Even though you don't score a lot of goals, you don't give up a lot of goals as well. I think Suber is would be, I think he would definitely be my choice as far as that goes, and he proved it the last couple weeks. Notching in a penalty. He does score goals. He scores from the spot. He was able to score from the spot twice in a row.
I know.
So,
should be interesting. That will be awarded on the socials on the 18th.
Yep.
Now, I said Notre Dame because 2 months ago, while we were racing to the playoffs, I have said, and some people didn't believe me, that the 3 coaches for Coach of the Year would be the nominee for Coach of the Year. And guess what? I was right.
I can't believe that Ryan Martin did not get consideration for this award because of the job that he did with such a, I'll say it, a shit club like Loudon United.
Oh yeah.
As far as the FO dealings are concerned, he did a phenomenal job, and he was not nominated. I get it with Danny Cruz. Outstanding season, record-breaking points, got the Players' Shield. However, guess what? The playoffs failed you once again. Out of these two, I mean, I thought Brendan Burke, if it wasn't for the first round exit, but he did a phenomenal job with Hartford and what he's done this year. But hands down, I've got to say Luke Spencer gets it. I mean, look at what he's done with Tulsa. He's gotten them this far, and it looks like he may get him to a potential USL championship. I mean, what he has done this far with this club, I think he's more than worthy of winning this award.
Yeah, I'll say it again. I was dead on all three. Danny Cruz, yes, one loss all season long. Well, almost nearly unbeatable, except for the playoffs. But remember, this is based on regular season, not the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it out. Brendan Burke, give his hat to him. Remember the matchery of 8 games, which include the Jägermeister Cup, when they won against Sacramento. Oh man, when they started that winning streak, they were bottom. We faced them and they burned us literally, and it was a strong trajectory up and took them to the Jägermeister Cup finals. But honestly, Luke Spencer, he deserved it. Literally. Same thing with Tulsa. They were in the middle. Nobody, and then they took off on that amazing winning unbeaten streak. And look where they came to the dance. And now they're almost one step closer to the dance.
Absolutely. And, at this point, I mean, you have to give it to him. I think you have to give it to him because, I mean, for the tremendous season he's done over in Tulsa. We got two more. We got 2 more awards. One will be announced on November 20th. Okay, the Coach of the Year will be announced on the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is sort of like the Rookie of the Year award. It's the
like I said, we got 2 more awards. Do you want to save those for Tuesday? You want to save those for Wednesday?
Let's do it on Wednesday.
Okay, we'll save those for Wednesday because we're basically running out of time here as far as that goes.
We're running out of time? Oh my!
Yeah, I know. It's hard to say that because we gotta get to the picks here. Coming up.
Well, we have to mention that the all team if you wanted to do that right now, right?
Right. Let's do that right now, real quick. The first team. We'll announce the first team here. I think I got the pictures here. as I'm fumbling along here. First team. You mean you want to announce the whole first team?
I'm going to do it right
the
now.
other half's Charleston.
Yeah, you're right. Considering that Damian, all-star goalie, Kyle Allen, Lou City, Joshua Jones, Lou City, also Adrian McFadden, Lou City, midfielder, his third selection.
Wait a minute. I forgot. There's 3 on there that are not Lou City or Charleston, and that would be Sean Suber, Taylor Calhera, and Peter Wilson.
The golden goal winner.
Yeah, everybody else is Lou City or Charleston.
I know, including Cal Jennings, who had the golden goal lead until he lost it last day.
Mm-hmm.
Second team, the same thing. Danny Vito, Sacramento on defense. Leonard Barter, Tulsa. Jack Gums, Sacramento. Taylor Maple, New Mexico. Sean Talent, Louisville. Midfielder Hope Allard, Phoenix. George A. Hernandez, Indy 11, M. Putman, and then forward, Albacora, Loudoun United, Francis Bigligo, Miami FC, and MD Myers, Charleston. So that's it. I got them all.
The only reason why Sean Tosh and MD Myers are not on this squad because they couldn't fit on the first team. Because you had to put in Peter Wilson, you had to put in Sean Suber, and you had to put in Calhera.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. And Bonfiglio, I mean, and Abucora, you can't really discount those 2 guys' seasons. They had fantastic seasons. Unfortunately for Abucora, he wasn't named as far as a player. But we'll talk about that more on Wednesday. He wasn't named as Player of the Year either because, there was a couple other guys that better than him. I mean, how many awards can you give Lou City at this point for that Players Shield?
I'm going to say that the first and second team were loaded with talent, especially in the first team with Louisville City and Charleston, and a lot of players from the second team that they're loaded as well. So
Yeah. Yes.
and this is what make we have to have talent, and this is show we have talent players playing in this great league. By the way,
Absolutely.
I know.
Well, now let's come down to this. We got
Okay, here it is.
two tickets to the final.
Yes.
Who gets those tickets?
By the end of the day, one team from each conference will have one hand in the cup. Who will have the other hand next week?
Yeah.
All right. Steve-O will say the finals will be Rhode Island versus FC Tulsa next Saturday night, 12 high noon on CBS Sports. For the Eastern Finals, I think Rhode Island will pull out 1-0. It's going to be tight in Pittsburgh. And for the game against New Mexico, I will say Tulsa. I'm going to say 2-1 victory, Tulsa.
All right. Well, I've got Tulsa going all the way.
Mm-hmm.
As you know. So, obviously, my Western Conference final pick is going to be Tulsa over New Mexico United. I'm going to say 3-2 in that match. I think Tulsa comes back at the end to win this one. So, I say 3-2 Tulsa. Lots of goals. I said there was going to be lots of goals in this match. The other one, I'm not going to see any goals. I am not going to see any goals in this match. We're going to penalty kicks again, my friend.
Okay.
I don't think we're even going to go to. I mean, we're not going to see a goal until the penalty kicks once again. We're going to have a late start. The game starts at 8:30, so I'm going to have a late start watching that second game.
I know.
And I think it's going to be. I honestly think it's going to be. Sellout crowd at Highmark.
I think it's going to be sellout crowd at Highmark tonight.
Sellout crowd at Highmark tonight. Could Rhode Island break their hearts?
Possibly so.
Rhode Island breaking their hearts in PKs.
So you're going with Rhode Island?
Yep, in PKs.
Oh my.
So I think we both got the same final.
I know. This will be probably a great, because whoever goes to the final will be their first time lifting the title. Literally. Yes.
It'll be the second straight. Yep. I'm predicting that Rhode Island will make their second straight USL Championship final. And like I said, that hasn't happened in quite some time. So
I know. And considering that they've been late bloomers, literally.
Yep. So.
And also, if Pittsburgh wins in PKs, they will carry a rare distinction making the finals without scoring a goal.
In active play, yeah, that's gonna be very significant. It should make for a very interesting final. Should that take place? But both games.
By the way, this is the least scoring playoff. Only 12 goals total, including extra time, not counting penalty play.
Yep. Credit to the defenses there of all these clubs that are in.
Like I said, goals are a premium, man.
Yep.
Goals are a premium.
Credit the defenses of all these clubs. So,
I know.
All righty. Where are we? And like I said, we're going to be able to see both of these games on ESPN Plus tonight for all the action. Both games are on SiriusXM channel 157 beginning at 6:30.
Beginning with the Eastern Finals, and then the West Finals begin at 8:30. And could we come back here for after hours looking at both games?
Absolutely. We'll definitely do that. Right after we're done with the FC Tulsa game, we'll be back together. Look for it sometime later on in the evening or later on in the later on tomorrow morning or whatever it is, like it always does come out. But yeah, there's really not much to go over. Can't do around the sea anymore. We're just covering both of these conference finals.
Like
But
I
like I
said,
said,
like they say in hockey, let's go around the scoreboard, and there's no more game because these two games are the only thing going. Oh, by the way, one more thing. If you want to warm up, the League One finals between Spokane Velocity and One Knock, 5 o'clock, also on ESPN Plus.
actually, that's on CBS Sports Network.
CBS Sports
Oh no,
Network.
CBS Golazo. CBS Golazo has that
Oh
tomorrow,
yeah.
so it's available for all to see on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
And like I said, we're getting down in the gritty. The NWSL, they're having their semifinal, one half
In
of
fact,
it today.
one's going on as we're recording right now. So
Like it's this is a great time being alive. Although there will be some major changes in a couple of years.
yes,
We'll
there
talk
will
about
be, and
that on Wednesday.
absolutely. So back here tonight for After Hours with both semifinals in the books. We'll go over them and we'll do a little prenopsis for the final coming up next Saturday.
I know, and remember it's going to be noon. So if I'm not doing anything next Friday, we should record next Friday.
Same here. We could probably record that next Friday, or we'll figure out something. So, alrighty, for Steve over at Hamtramck.
Have a nice day. Do something really great. Be kind to each other and take a walk.
All right. And from here in Fenton, this is Mad Cat saying, keep your feet in the ground, keep reaching for the galaxy.